Your coworker asks what you did this weekend. You say nothing much. That's a lie. You made $340 doing something that took you 4 hours, and he made $0 doing nothing for 2 days straight, and neither of you will ever say the real numbers out loud. This is the part of the economy nobody puts on LinkedIn. Most people think side income means driving for a rideshare app at 11 p.m. for $14 an hour after gas. That's not what this is about. This is about the quiet arrangements, the ones that don't post on job boards, don't show up in career advice videos, and somehow pay more per hour than the degree you spent 4 years and $40,000 on. Here's the first one: freelance technical writing for software companies that don't have the budget for a full content team. A guy named Ferris does this from his kitchen table 3 nights a week. He writes documentation, the boring instruction manuals nobody wants to write. $85 an hour. Companies pay it because the alternative is hiring a full-time writer at $70,000 a year with benefits. He makes more per hour than his brother-in-law, who has an MBA and sits in meetings about meetings. Nobody envies Ferris at parties because technical writer sounds unglamorous. That's exactly why the rate stays high. Unglamorous work is undersaturated work. The second one lives inside a niche most people scroll past: notarizing loan signing documents for mortgage companies. It sounds like paperwork. It is paperwork. It's also $75 to $200 per appointment, and appointments take 45 minutes. A woman in Ohio does 4 of these a week around her regular 9 to 5. That's $1,200 a month for roughly 3 hours of actual work spread across evenings. The license costs under $200 to get. Most people never look into it because the word notary sounds like something from a 1950s bank lobby. The boredom of the title is the moat protecting the pay. Third, flipping restaurant equipment. Not furniture, not clothes, commercial kitchen equipment from restaurants that are closing. A guy finds a shuttered diner online, buys the walk-in cooler and the fryers for $600 total, and sells them separately to other restaurants for $2,400 combined. He does this maybe 6 times a year. Each flip nets more than a month of his day job after taxes. The barrier isn't money. It's knowing restaurants close constantly and almost nobody is watching for it. Here's the pattern forming. None of these jobs are hidden because they're illegal or exotic. They're hidden because they're boring enough that competition never shows up. The market rewards attention nobody else is willing to pay. Fourth, voiceover work for corporate training modules. Not audiobooks, not commercials. The dry internal training videos every mid-sized company is legally required to make. $250 to $600 per project. A woman records these from a closet with a $90 microphone 2 nights a week and clears more some months than her actual paycheck. The clients don't need a beautiful voice. They need a clear one and a fast turnaround. Almost nobody trains for clear and fast. Everybody trains for beautiful. Fifth, and this one surprises people the most, grant writing for small nonprofits and local governments. Cities and counties have grant money sitting unused every single year because nobody on staff has time to write the applications. Freelancers charge $2,000 to $8,000 per grant application, sometimes with a bonus if it's awarded. One person does 2 or 3 of these a year around a regular job and brings in more than most people's annual raise. The skill is learnable in about 3 months. The pay ceiling is high because failure to apply means the government loses federal money it already qualified for.
Notice what all 5 of these share. They require a real, learnable skill. Not luck, not an algorithm, not a platform that can change its rules overnight. They serve businesses, not consumers, which means the client has a budget in a real need instead of a mood in a coupon code. And every single one of them sounds boring enough that your friends won't ask you about it at dinner. That's not a flaw, that's the entire business model. Here's the rule underneath all of it. The side hustles that actually pay well are never the ones getting attention. Attention creates competition, and competition crushes margins. The money hides in the tasks companies desperately need done, and nobody wants to be the person who does them. Somewhere right now, someone is scrolling past a notary licensing course because the name sounds unglamorous. They'll keep driving for rideshare apps instead, working twice as many hours for half the return, because the boring option never looked like an opportunity. It rarely does. That's usually how you know it is one.